Just say what, just say what? We're caught like a fly!
Going into Tuesday's election, I had no intention of conceding the results if I wasn't elected. As a write-in candidate for president, I planned to demand a hand count in order to get an accurate tally of the votes for me. Also, given that my Russian hacker friends Boris and Natasha have been compromising voter databases, I fully expected them to toss 20 states to me, as it should be. Of course, like everyone else in the universe, I expected Hillary Clinton to win. So I intended to declare myself president in exile and to exercise the powers of my office right from here. But it didn't work out that way. Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. I think I'll concede the election after all. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm no Trump fan. The guy is a fascist sociopath. But he'll do a better job destroying the United States than I plan to do. So instead of declaring myself president in exile, I think I'll design a Trump calendar for 2017, one that has blank pages starting in the middle of July. Civilization won't last 6 months with this wackadoodle calling the shots. In fact, even as the election results were coming in and the vote appeared to be swinging in Trump's favor, the Dow Jones lost 800 points and the S&P 500 dropped 5% before an artificial floor stopped it from dropping further. That means that the entire world outside of the United States knows that Donald Trump is a cataclysmic event. His election is an unnatural disaster. Everyone else in the world can recognize that American voters have given the most powerful office on the planet to the dumbest guy in the room. I think Trump's election validates everything that we anarchists have said about the poverty of electoral politics and democracy. I think his election proves what we've been saying about hierarchy being a pathology and what we've said about hierarchs being mentally ill. There's really no other reasonable explanation. By the analysis, Trump monopolized the uneducated white male vote. Bad news. Stupid white men rule the world. Good news. Stupid white men rule the world. I don't think this event should discourage anarchists. In fact, this is a fantastic development for a couple of reasons. First, I think the Trump vote wasn't ideologically motivated. That is, voters didn't vote for Trump because they agree with his philosophy of governance or his thoughtful principles. He doesn't have any. The vote for Trump was a general repudiation of the political class. Trump voters were rejecting not just Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, but rejecting the 17 Republicans that Trump defeated in the primaries as well, rejecting both parties and both philosophies of governance. In this sense, the American electorate has never been more anarchist, has never been more prepared to scrap government and the elite who run it. That's good news for anarchists. It just so happens that the symbol of their collective rage, the beneficiary of their raised middle finger to the establishment, happens to be a super fascist as dangerous as Hitler or Mussolini. The reason I say this election wasn't ideologically motivated is the fact that the only candidate that was more popular than Trump, the only one who could defeat Trump soundly, was a socialist. So if not for the Democratic Party stacking the deck against Bernie Sanders, he would be the president-elect. The second reason that anarchists shouldn't be discouraged is due to our certainty that Donald Trump is not the answer. The general electorate rejected the political class and won't go back to them. So what can we expect people to do when even their rogue anti-establishment hero betrays them? Yeah, fire and gasoline. As the intolerable situation that provoked voters to embrace Trump grows steadily more intolerable under his mismanagement, we can expect gun-owning, raging, and disillusioned former voters to wild out and revolt. It'll undoubtedly reach that level of discontent before there's recourse to another election, before some other outsider can make empty promises that no one will believe anymore. Donald Trump's election signals the death of electoral politics, period. So, as anarchists, I suggest that we begin preparing to intervene in the impending outbreaks of public rage. As the Trump regime's failures drive people into the streets, when those folks get into the streets, we're going to need our experience and initiative to push insurrections to eventual systems failure. The global dumpster fire is coming. In fact, it's already lit. Hierarchs have accidentally brought their own system to the brink. Now it's up to us. The next couple of years are going to be huge. This is Anarchist prisoner Sean Swain from Warren Correctional in Lebanon, Ohio. If you're listening, you are the resistance.
You can write to Sean Swain at Sean Swain 243-205, Warren CI, P.O. Box 120, 5787 State Route 63, Lebanon, Ohio 45036. For updates on his situation, his bid for U.S. President in 2016, and more writings by Sean can be found at seanswain.org.